Travis Wayne Goodsell. An update for those who care about the Amazon lawsuit against me. Yeah, against me this time. If you remember, when I filed the first lawsuit against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the LDS Church reached out with their influence to attack, assault, and even to assassinate, if possible, my life. Coronavirus came out of that first lawsuit, as Governor Herbert was fully prepared, church got served. All of a sudden, Herbert didn't know what to do and didn't bother to listen to the health professionals, as he was firing them instead and making his own numbers, his own results, and other scams and crimes. But he was voted out of office because he wasn't running for office, and so he gets away with it. Nobody's going to hold him accountable now. But Cox still in. Go after him. He was put in charge of the task force that failed. And for some reason, Mormons voted him back in as governor this time, when he knowingly failed and put all of our lives in jeopardy. But the second, had people trying to assassinate me in that one. The property manager was the big one that tried to evict me from my residence, as they pull the stunt of getting a foothold by someone who doesn't belong here, and then that person lies in wait, hanging around until given the order, go confront Travis and threaten his life. They comply. Travis stands up to them, contacts authorities. They claim that they're the victims, that Travis is the bully. And then they go back into the foothold position, lie in wait. Cycle continues over and over again, as they've since taken away my ability to contact authorities for help, as they join in to threaten my life as well. Isn't that great? Church is so true. And so the second lawsuit against the church included the compromised federal justices in the first one, along with it, as they're supposed to recuse themselves and not aid and abet the church's crimes. I must be allowed to present evidence for the public record. And you notice that's the defense strategy for Trump. He wants to prevent evidence from being presented in his impeachment trial here in the Senate. Yeah. If only they knew about this Mormon legal created claim of the plaintiff must have a claim upon which relief can be granted, even though he follows the pro se litigant guide, which therefore establishes the claim upon which relief can be granted. We're just going to be in denial as to our own laws and procedures for the court. Fun times. But sure enough, the church again reached out. This time they went big. They went to Amazon. Bezos, we're a heavy investor in you. Can you punish Travis a little more than you've already done by making it so that he can't find his own name as an author in your Amazon search, let alone any of his books, which require going page to page before finding something with Travis's name. So yes, Amazon attacked, and I then responded and pointed out that because the church had me indefinitely detained for 6 years of my life as a terrorist for having followed his First Amendment rights, I filed a petition for a redress of grievances with the state of Utah. The church retaliated, said that they were the victims. Oh no, he's attacking us with the First Amendment. That evil Constitution, we need to destroy America. And they're doing a pretty damn good job, aren't they? Dead people voted. Got the hearing muted, and they're showing Trump tweets. They're used as evidence against him in a court of law. In this particular case, a court of the Senate for impeachment. You do not have a First Amendment right to say abusive, hate, criminal speech. This second one was also dismissed, and sure enough, Amazon came right there also, as well as another cyclical attempt by the God. It's like they just don't care, you know. Oh, your case was dismissed, therefore what we did is perfectly legal. That's how judges incite criminal behavior, when they are biased in their decision. So, yeah, the whole Utah federal court is compromised. But there is action taking place under Biden's administration that may, hopefully, I filed terrorist tips against the church with both the FBI and the president. So hopefully they're not compromised or blinded in this. I've done the video this morning, as I've got tons of... I'm never going to get to all of them. But, yeah, so I replied today as Amazon's lawyers replied to my reply, claiming that they dropped the case. And I'm like, what? What do you mean you're just dropping the case? Is it because you found out that the church won and shut me down, and so you're backing off now? That this was a threat? That you're going to do it again later when coronavirus is over with and 7 years from now? And so, they had replied to my reply to their accusations on the last Friday, and it was clear they were going all in, lies and all, truth isn't true, reality isn't real in their claims. But then Monday they drop it. I don't understand why. But the thing is that they filed under Utah Rule number 41, which means that they can dismiss their case on their own. They can drop it. But as I read it, it requires them to do it before I respond. I responded, they responded to my response, and then they're coming back and saying, oh, we're dropping the case. And so, yeah, my response today was threefold. The first one was just I needed to communicate with the judge and say, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not a lawyer. That's why I'm all by myself. And so I don't understand. As I read Rule 41, and I quoted it, or copy and pasted it in there, it indicates that they were required to do it before I replied. They didn't. So their notice to dismiss should not be granted. But I had no clue, and put in some other questions that I had in regards to court processes and procedures, and said that because I don't know and I'm waiting for Your Honor to make an order or a judgment of some kind before, I'm just going to continue to proceed as normal. And so I filed counter arguments to their reply to my reply to their complaint, and requested that their notice be dismissed and that my motion to dismiss be granted instead, so that my counter reply, my counter complaint would then be reviewed, as I then filed the motion for waiver of fees, as the court had notified me, hey, we understand you have a case that you submitted, you got to pay $165 or motion to waive. I went, oh crap. So yeah, I mean, that's part of the questions that I had, is my counter complaint dropped with their dropping, because it's based upon their complaint. If their complaint is no longer a complaint, does that automatically null and void my counter complaint? Or, then I said I'm just going to continue on until Your Honor steps in and makes a decision. And so yeah, that was also done, as well as I replied to their reply, as they pulled the church's stunt of the defendant has no claim upon which relief may be granted. It's like Utah lawyers all get together and figure this out. So yeah, I went over each count of theirs, even to point out that in their reply to my complaint, that they forgot to state a claim upon which relief may be granted. They forgot to state the laws for which they were making their counterclaims. Just rookie mistakes throughout the whole thing, and I'm not even a lawyer, but I've got a whole lot of experience. I got a losing record, though, so that's kind of disturbing. Alrighty, so that's the update, as I mailed it off, as well as provided the evidence for their claims that I'm supposed to be the one to show evidence first. I couldn't believe that. It's their complaint, and so I respond, and they're coming back and saying, oh, he didn't provide any evidence. The plaintiff is supposed to show their hand first. That I show my hand with all aces, or what's the best one? It's the straight, the royal straight, something like that, isn't it? So, dear God. And so, yeah, with their ridiculous claims throughout this. It seems that they had no intention of actually suing me. They were just doing it under orders. And yeah, I'm not gonna let them go and get away with this. Remember, my request for relief is $33 billion. No lawyer wanted to help me in this, because I got no response from anybody after it's been online for 3 days. So I already mailed it, so it's too late, guys. You lose out on getting a free payment. So it's all mine. But we'll see. I mean, the judge in this case, Linda Jones, she may say, "Screw you, Travis." I'm going to allow this complaint to continue. And screw you, Travis. How dare you go against the church? But yeah, such a thing will destroy me. Not just financially, as I'm already destroyed financially, but it will literally destroy me, as I will not receive enough money to live. So that's Kompromat for you. Because it'll require me to beg or commit crime in order to survive. That's the whole purpose and point of Kompromat. So, alrighty. Another video that was not among these that I was trying to get to.